The one rule of the start line is that one foot must be on the wood and one foot on the mat. The best technique is an alligator crawl. Make sure belly stays oriented to the mat and you push and pull alternating hands and feet. When running through the tires, you may not fall down or fall to the ground and touch your hand. You must touch the wood inside of every tire. You may touch the edge of the tire so long as your foot touches wood inside of the tire. The first rule of the vault is that all cadets must place 2 hands in the vault. For male cadets, these 2 hands and these 2 hands only are the only thing that may touch the vault. Female cadets may have other parts of the body touch. When passing over the vault, the cadet's feet may not swing around the side of the horse. You may not rotate your body more than 90 degrees, and you must land in control. The 3 rules of the shelf. Rule number 1, you must stay in your lane. Number 2, you may use only wood to mount the shelf. No touching of the black metal support structure. Number 3, you may not execute a backward pullover to mount the shelf. The most efficient and effective way to mount the shelf is the heel, thigh, upper body technique. Notice how his heel is close to his hands, hooked into the groove. Next step is to drive his knee up and press his thigh down onto the shelf. When this happens, he is able to hold his body on the shelf without using his hand at all. Once his thigh is firmly and properly positioned on the shelf, our demonstrator can roll his upper body on top of the shelf with little or no use of his arms. Here is our 3-step technique as viewed from the top. Notice how his heel is close to his hand, he drives his knee up and firmly presses his thigh down onto the shelf. Next, you must climb up onto the track. The only thing that you cannot do is use the cargo net. We recommend that you find a technique that's comfortable for you and do it the same way every time. The smooth and efficient movement as our performer mounts the rails and moves across the bars. You must squat down low. Notice how his feet do not move once they touch the bar. As he moves across the bar, the trail foot always initiates the movement. As he mounts the rail, our performer squats down low so that he can reach his intended target. His goal is to place his right foot into the 3-way junction that we call the elbow. Note that he must pivot on his inside foot and place his back oriented toward the gym. Next, he lowers that pivot foot straight down into the V. His third and final step is about halfway out onto the bar. Footwork is very important in horizontal bars. We said previously that the trail foot always initiates the movement. Watch how his trail foot, in this case the left foot, always initiates the movement. He leans out to his right, letting go with his left hand and reaching with his right. Watch as the trail foot comes around the lead foot and then in front of the bar. You may have to hop slightly to execute this maneuver. Once you master this footwork technique, your performance on the horizontal bars will become much more smooth and efficient. Upon reaching the red diagonal bar, lean forward, breaking your fall, and lowering yourself to the ground. Notice the speed and fluid efficient motion at full speed. The only rule of the horizontal tire is that you must go through feet first. As he approaches the horizontal tire, he jumps up, throwing his feet forward and grabbing the tire with his hands. He arches his head and lower back backwards with 1/4 turn to avoid striking his face on the tire. When traversing the balance beam, ensure 1 foot lands in front of the black tape and 1 foot lands beyond the black tape when you exit. Start slowly and smoothly, building speed as you approach the end. Execute a 1 or 2 foot dismount with a forward or shoulder roll. Remember not to touch any metal as you climb the wall. As you approach the wall, transfer your horizontal velocity into vertical velocity by jumping up and planting your foot squarely in the center of the wall. Drive your body up to the top of the wall and lean over so that at least half your weight is over top of the wall. Rotate your right hand palm up, place your left hand low on the wall, swinging your legs around to the left so that you are oriented toward the horizontal ladder. When traversing the horizontal ladder, you must suspend your weight from every rung. You may place 1 hand on each of the first 2 rungs. You may not skip a rung, and you must place at least 1 hand with weight on it on the last rung. Proceed directly to the vertical ropes. You may jump vertically and utilize any climbing technique that you wish. Recommend the lock climb for its balance of speed, security, and efficiency. When 1 hand is at or above the red mark, you can dismount the rope. An efficient climber can climb to the red mark in 2 to 3 locks. Note how his left hand is on the red mark before he attempts to dismount the rope. Make sure to watch out for other cadets as you mount the track. Proceed at a high rate of speed to the bin where you grab one 9-pound medicine ball. You must keep 2 hands on the medicine ball at all times. Place the medicine ball back in the bin and grab a baton. Run 1 complete lap with the baton and place it back in the bin. As you approach the red pole in the finish line, raise your hands and shout time to signify that you are about to finish. Be sure to yell time out loud when you approach the finish line, not as you cross the finish line.